So, our next speaker thought she was going to become a dog breeder. But as happens, she stumbled on a Ray Wunderlich tutorial and it changed her life. She decided to become one of us. And so she became an iOS dev and she worked for Kipling and Deezer. She's now a freelance and she loves to build smart, seamless apps. Her topic is near and dear to my heart. Who let the app intents out? Please welcome Claire.
Wow. What an introduction. Thank you a lot, Daniel. It means a lot that he is him who is introduced me here. So I want to thank also the... I have this one. Thank you. So I want to thank also the organizer of NS Spain, and thank you to be here. So yeah, today we'll talk about app intents, but I will introduce you a little bit of myself. So my name is Claire Sivadier. I'm from Nantes in France, and I am a dev iOS since the pandemic, which was a very wonderful time, right? And so this year I am the co-organizer of the meetup Cocoa Heads and also Mobilis in Mobile, which is a mobile conference in Nantes. Sorry. And yeah, just to know, I switch a little bit sometimes my career. But the only thing was being constant in my life was my passion about dogs. So let's meet Habanera, which is my Labrador. She's 14 now, and Alfie, my little tornado. So we welcomed him the last April, so now he is 7 months. And in fact, it's because of him that I get the motivation to go inside the app intents. I will give you a little bit more of context. So when you have a puppy, you want him to be, or her, to be in a good condition. And so you have one thing that even if you have a huge garden, you need to get him out, and so to do a daily walk. And so this is very important for them because they help them to build some confidence, social skills, and good habits. And you have another thing that it's special about medium and large breed. Maybe you know it's about dysplasia, which can be prone by genetics and also environmental, such as too much exercise or inappropriate exercise. So it's why I needed to track the duration of the walk and also the interaction, the social interaction, like human and dogs, with other dogs. And I also needed that to be 100% automate because I didn't want it to use my phone when I am outside with my dogs because I need to be focused 100% of this time because, as you know, the street can be dangerous. I don't want him to be hit by a car or him to jump on people because, yeah, that's not cool. I don't want anyone to be uncomfortable with my little Alfie. So, yeah. I make a little application which is called Petticle, and I wanted to push a little bit far as the app intent used, because in fact you can do almost nothing inside the app. So the main functionality are, so you can start an activity and save it, you can modify it, and you can delete it. So this is the almost unique view, you can find it. So it's a list of your works, but you can do one action at least is to delete it. So yeah, that is native. You can just swipe on the left and yeah, it's deleted. And now you are stuck. You can do nothing. But because you are kind of nice, I made you Siri tips. So they will give you a hint on how to interact with the application. And in this case is, yeah, just let's start with a walk. In Petticle. So I invoke Siri with the Apple Intelligence mode by tapping twice on the bottom of the screen. So you can talk to Siri or write to Siri. And when you invoke this intent, you will have, Siri will ask you for some information, like the goal in minutes. And so once you enter your goal, you will have a little live activity that will be displayed to show you that the work's well started. So in halftime, you will receive a little notification. This is just to advise that you are in mid-time of your work, so it's time to go back. So with that, you make sure that you are not reaching the right point of your dogs, and so you are going back at home with a good duration, but not too much. And when you finished, you can also talk to Siri or write to Siri, saying stop the activity, and it will be you have the intent prompt, and so it's registered, and here you have a Siri that is saying that your activity was well registered. So that's nice, I think. But in this case, as you see, is not automated. So for my case, I need to go further on the automatization. But for that, everything will be on the shortcut application. So I can make my custom my custom one. And so I will preset the parameter of 45 minutes. And then in the section automatization, you can trigger some action depending on your statute. And for my use, the more convenient was about the Wi-Fi, because when I disconnect of the Wi-Fi, I can trigger the start activity. And when I go back to my home, so I reconnect to the Wi-Fi, and then I can save the activity. So it's automatic. But on these two examples, we see already a lot. First, with the start activity, you see that we can communicate and have some exchanges with Siri. And this is because I made a parameter with a title, so Siri can knows what to display. And in this case, it's an integer. But you can apply all your intent, all objects that are intent parameter, and primitive types are. So string, boolean also can work. And you can make your own objects with app entity and app enum for your enumeration. And for the stop entity, we see that we have a dialogue from Siri. So it gives some information. But this is because it's an intent result, so this is what you will return on your perform function. The basic one is intent result, which does nothing, so it's kind of silence for your user. But in some cases, you want to use, at the example, the provides dialogue. So this is what you want Siri to prompt to your user, so he can say allowed, or he can display it like that. And you have another, which I like it also because it shows snippet view. So it's a Swift UI view where you can display some information, like with this intent, it will show the last work data with the date, with the duration, and with this little icon. Let's talk about this little icon. This is my interaction radar. So with this way, I will know directly if the interaction was good for Alfie or if not, and if we have, because it's very important for the dog to manage how to interact with other people and dogs. And so, I make the kind of weather. So the moon means that there are no interactions. The sun, it's okay. And I also like to know when the work was wonderful and we had a lot of fun. So the rainbow will be this symbol for that. But for the opposite side, it will be a storm icon. So with app intent, we'll use it to modify this interaction rate because the default one is non-action, so I need to update it. But I don't need this one to be automatic, so I can do it later. But for that, I need first the reference to the dog walk entity, and then I will need the interaction writing, which is an app enum with these 4 values. So, okay, I can set 2 parameters, but how can I receive the one I need? For that, it's easy. You have another intent result, which is a return value. And so with that, you can return integer or primitive types and your custom one. And with that, I made an intent that returns the last walk. So here it will be a video about my flow. So first I will get the last activity. So this will return the object with duration, with the date, with the interaction. And I choose to show an alert because I think it's more visual. So I can display the current state and then ask by the show alert that which one I want. So this I did for the human interaction. So I get the reference, and to set the new human interaction, I set ask each time, so it will be very interactive for the user, or at least for me. And I do exactly the same for the dog interaction. I will get the dog interaction value directly because I don't need the other value, and then I can change it like kind of really quickly, and that's it. So this is all the setup. So this is a demonstration of when I call it. So at first you saw a moon, so we had no interaction, and then I can change it like that, very kind of quick. And when you recall the last activity, you can see it's updated. But this, I get it, is not very user-friendly. Besides, it's very cool to give this kind of stuff for your user, so you can use whatever and how you want to use it. So I really like it, but yeah. I have another intent for you. We'll do the job, which is open intent. And this is very cool because you can bring your user in the specific place inside your application. And so when you have a feature that is kind of hidden or not well displayed, you can make this kind of intent that maybe your user will discover easily. And in my case, I made an open intent, which is an app intent, and which takes as a parameter a dog walk entity. So when I will tap on the app intent, Siri will ask me which one. So he knows, so I can transfer a value to the application and then open the edition view with the entry and change this value. Yeah, like that. So this is kind of a little bit more user-friendly, I understand. So in this example, we saw two kind of how to invoke app intent. You saw this list, and you also this one. But they are not exactly the same. They are both using app intents, but they are not the same. Let's talk about the second one first. It's all your app intent, because when you are creating this, you are creating your scripts, applying app intent, and just by that, you will find them in this list that you can find when you are customizing a shortcut. So there are app intents and also other intents which are open intents. And this one is a little new one. It's a snippet intent. So all of them will be displayed here. And for this page is what it's on the shortcut also, a shortcut application, and you have a section with all your app intent or your app shortcuts displayed. So you have a section just for you, and this is when you tap on this section, you will find all your app shortcuts and also the shortcuts that the user made using your app intent. So I like this one because it makes your intents more discoverable. So like when you are searching for your application, you will have other actions that are displayed here. So it's good to let your user know that he can use also your application in this way. And he can also adapt it as he wants, because he can make a quick access. And with this quick access, he can personalize it, change the colors, image, or even make another icon and display where he wants inside his home screen. So to do your app shortcut, in fact, it's an array of app shortcuts, which takes 4 parameters, so your app intents, phrases, short title, and a system image, which is a SF symbol. We'll talk a little bit more about phrases, because I think it's here where happen all the magic, because it serves to trigger your app intent via Siri request, so you can talk or write to your phone and ask for something, and you will have some app intent suggested. So you can perform also like that when you are talking as us, when we are talking to ChatGPT, for example. So in this way, also you are allowing your user to use their phone in this way also. You can set several phrases. During one time, we were kind of limited, about 5 sentences, but now you can put a lot. They can be localized, so it's kind of easy. We know how it's worked. But just be careful. Your file must be named app shortcuts. Otherwise, it's not working, it's not triggered. I triggered with this one a little bit, to be honest. And in your phrases, you can also include parameters. So you will have, so this is an example of an intent that allow me to add very quickly an activity, just of 4 cases. You can add 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, and 60 minutes. So it's an app enum. So it's why it's allow me to add it inside the phrases. And so when you are asking in Siri to add something, you will have some suggestion, and inside your app shortcut, it will be displayed like that, with all the possibility. So here I call the add activity, so Siri knows what to display, in fact, and yeah, when you select it, yeah. Here there are something happen. Now you can see we have 4 sections, but yeah, it's not a bug, it's a feature. But is it magic? We know the answer, it's no. It's just because I call the update app shortcut parameters, which is very cool, because it allows you to update your catalogs, your app shortcuts with the user, what the user consult. For example, in the case of music or podcast, they will display the last show or the recently played for music. So you can, whatever you need, adapt your shortcut depending of your user usage. Let's talk about a little bit widgets. So widget can totally use app intents. They have one, in fact, widget configuration intents. So this one, it will be displayed on the home screen. And you can also apply your app intent into control widgets. So here I made for you an intent which is a secret. It will show you a little secret. My little Alfie, you found it. Congratulations. But this one is not available for anyone because it's a secret. But why did I call it secret? Because for me, a secret is something that is not, no everybody knows about it. And with some app intents, you can do also this one. And for that, you have a parameter, which is discoverable. And by default, it's true. so it's available for everyone, for every usage. And when you are making it at false, you can only apply to your control widget or use it in your application. So this means the user won't be able to use it inside the app shortcut or do a workflow with app shortcut also. So yeah, that's kind of good to know. But in fact, there are so many one more thing. Each year, there are new opportunities available. Like I can mention for this year, app intents are available in Swift packages. You can also perform some in Spotlight on macOS. And they bring the power of Apple Intelligence into shortcuts, so more possibility. And you have also other intents, and the newest, well, the new one, it's snippets intent, and I really like it. I will show you what's about it. So it's more an elaborate Swift UI as just a show snippet view. And so this, it's a view with button. Like a widget, you can set a toggle or button which call other intents. And in this case, I am deleting my works of the day, and it's updated the view, the current view. So yeah, Alfie is not happy, he needs to work. So I think you should embrace app intent is the future of your usage application, your application usage. In fact, I think it's a small effort, but with a big impact. It allows you to bring your app core action to Siri, Spotlight, Shortcut, and widgets. And the thing also I like, it allows you to reach your user and get them curious about your app, because the most common way is to make some push notification to get them interested by your application. But in this way, you are like, yeah, I hope they will be more curious about your app with that. They are also deeply integrated into the system without complex UI, and the thing I like is not an extension, so you can access to your core, to all your apps. So for the people who works with extensions, I know that can be a little bit painful sometimes, but with that, no problem. Let's go. And you can improve also the accessibility. Maybe you have some cases that you may made an app intent for some people and for some usage. And also, yeah, you can let some automatization out of the box. So yeah, the user has the control of his usage. And for us, it's easy to maintain because it's 100% native Swift. And it's fully integrated with Apple Intelligence. So depending on the context of the usage, everything, you can totally satisfy your user by prompting the good app intent at the right moment. And this is free for you, just app intent. So yeah, that will be the end of this talk. I hope you learn something, or you get interested of that, or maybe you want to learn about it, or maybe you already implement it. I really will like to hear about it, because I want to know your experience about it. And yes, that's it. Thank you. Here it's a QR code of my project. You have some idea, but the documentation from Apple is very good. It's sugar.
I feel so silly that I saw the name of the talk and I didn't think there'd be dogs in it. Which actually brings me to the last question that was asked, which is, Alfie, but what about your other dog? Why don't you mention it at all? It feels sad.
Oh, sorry, I will do better the next time. But she go out, she knows how to walk on the streets.
One of the things I really love about this talk is this is like old style iPhone apps. They did one thing, they did a specific small thing, And what you've done is you've used app intent so you don't even have to open the app to do a lot of these things. Is that to you the benefit of app intents, that you can interact with the apps?
Yes, this is totally the benefit of it, and I think it's the purpose of that. Because now you can talk to Siri by writing, because we know with Siri by voice sometimes this can be tricky, or yeah, sometimes, let's say. And by writing with Siri, you can give more context, and so it will be the new way, I think, to communicate with the app.
And I think it's how Apple wants us to work with Apple Intelligence in many ways. One of the people asked, what's the benefit of linking the shortcut to the Wi-Fi instead of the location? I think you actually said that.
Yeah, I know that. I tried that, but in fact, with the location, you have a perimeter of 100 meters. In fact, when I do my work, I have a street beside my house, which is inside this perimeter, so I cannot do this way. So that's why I made a delete, a delete type intent. Sorry.
And now there's one that's not so much about your app, but just the system that you're working within. Is it possible to share custom shortcuts with other users, and is it possible to edit shortcuts inside some mechanism?
We can share, but I don't know if you had that for the pandemic period. There are someone who make you need a declaration that you go outside, and there's someone who did an app shortcuts, so you can do automatically, and in fact you can share it. I don't know exactly the way to share it, but you can share your custom app shortcut. But you.
Please thank Claire.